Seems like Southwest Airlines, the pilots may decide to strike. We don't know for sure yet. But what is interesting, folks, is we always talk about the efficiency of the private sector. We always talk about it as if they allow the market to dictate the good things that they're going to do to ensure best services to people. The reality is, whether you're in the public sector or the private sector, if you have lousy managers, you get lousy results. If you have folks that don't care about the people, that's what you get. Now, if you have additionally a profit motive where people can get and can amass a ton of money, then where do you think all your money is going to go because of short-term thinking? Do you think the former CEO of these airlines care about what happens 10 years down the road? They don't care, but infrastructure takes a lot of time to develop and build. Well, guess what? If you take a look at what Southwest and many other airlines did over the years, is when the government gave them money for COVID, they returned it not to the people or not to make their systems better, but in the aggregate to their shareholders and their bonuses, etc. Here we have Southwest Airlines spent $5.6 billion on shareholder gifts in the years ahead of mass cancellation crisis. Southwest Airlines made a risky gamble that mass layoffs and spending billions of dollars on handouts to investors rather than fixing infrastructure would pay off with record profits. The airline lost that bet badly as travelers and airline workers reeled from mass flight cancellation. The private sector driven Southwest Airlines took your money, and instead of investing it to make a system that was worthwhile even in a crisis, they just gave it away like lollipops. Check out the article in the article in the Common Dreams. Southwest Airlines made a risky gamble that mass layoffs and spending billions of dollars on handouts to investors rather than fixing infrastructure would pay off with record profits. Kyle Herrig, the president of Accountable US, said the airline lost that bet. Southwest well-compensated executives could have prioritized its workers and customers by preparing for the worst. But greed trumped all as they put a small group of wealthy investors first. Herrig added, consumers shouldn't be the ones stuck holding the bag for Southwest's greed management decisions. But here we are. This is where the Transportation Department should start and get involved. I want you to listen to this little piece here, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Southwest airline pilots plan to hold a vote on whether to give their union the power to call a strike. The union has been in contract negotiations with the airlines for years now. Pilots are calling for better work rules and schedules. The strike vote is set for May 1st. If it passes, the strike would not happen immediately. It would first need clearance from the National Mediation Board. This airline has seen a lot of struggles lately.
They sure have. It's complicated, right?
Yeah.
We have a labor shortage. We have unions that are saying we simply need better work conditions. And we're living in a time where people are trying to get on planes and they want to have the cheapest flights that they can, right? And so I get it that, Pete Buttigieg is really putting a lot of pressure on these airline companies, but these are companies that have to rely on human capital. It's hard to say who's to blame, but it's difficult.
To your point, the CEO of United Airlines is warning there will be more disruptions for travelers. Scott Kirby says the industry is dealing with a shortage of pilots and workers, as well as outdated technology that cannot handle today's volume. He says airlines that are operating like it's still 2019 will continue to struggle. It's not going to be fun traveling in the next couple of months.
But guess what? Sounds like we need to spend on infrastructure. We have the money to do it. Unfortunately, that takes time.
Than the public sector, because given that they try to make a profit on everything, and I'm not against profit, I'm not against private companies, etc. What I'm against is our companies that are necessary and that pilfers us, making sure that their shareholders make a lot of money, their executives make a lot of money, and we're left holding the bags. Ask how many people who had Southwest tickets who are never going to be made whole. And you know why? Yes, you do. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.